Wangchen Rinpoche Namba Samji, Dada Simse Tamji, Locho Sundora Chinje Laptos. Chö Lamdundora Chinje Laptos, Lam Chuvasa Chinje Laptos, Chuva Ishis Chinje Laptos. Wangchen Rinpoche Namba Samji, Dada Simse Tamji, Chö Sundora Chinje Laptos, Chö Lam Lam Chuva Savara Chinje Lapto So Chuva Ishes Chavara Chinje Lapto Lamma Gunjo Rinpoche Dada Sinjen Tanje Lo Chö Sundovara Chinje Lapto So Chö Lam Dundovara Chinje Lam Chuva Savara Chuva Ishes Chavara Chinje Lapto Good evening. Our, tonight's subject is a very advanced subject. The title of the teaching, it says Madhyamaka. Madhyamaka is famously known for Madhyamaka philosophy. And Madhyamaka philosophy is about the middle way philosophy. In Sanskrit, Madhyamaka means the middle way philosophy. The one who made this philosophical doctrine, defined this as philosophical doctrine of the path of the great vehicle, Lord Nagarjuna. Lord Nagarjuna was given credit. However, Lord Nagarjuna draws all his inspiration, everything from Lord Buddha's teaching, of course. And generally known as this particular doctrine is based on Sutra of Transcendental Wisdom, which is Perfection Wisdom Sutra. In terms of three turning wheel of the Dharma, it's the second turning wheel of the Dharma, part of that. However, Buddhist scholars say that the term middle way is not necessarily used only for a philosophical viewpoint. As a matter of fact, scholars say that the original term, when Lord Buddha he used rather for conduct. That's when it started, he says. The story goes something like, Lord Buddha, after his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, and Buddha, from the point of view of Mahayana doctrine, when he actually descended from the heaven of 33rd realm heaven to the earth, he was already very advanced bodhisattva, the finest bodhisattva, see. So his aspirations, prayers, and spiritual merit, everything come together, that he is to demonstrate perfection under the Bodhi tree. So everything come together, and times come together, everything come together, and then he manifested in earth, and then finally, demonstrated perfection under the Bodhi tree. As a matter of fact, there's a very interesting thing that particular time is very unique to a, astrologically speaking, to Buddhist scholars also say a time period, even when Buddha became enlightened, they can see astrologically, if you go back 2,500-600 years almost, and they can precisely pinpoint when actually Buddha attained perfection, complete enlightenment under the Bodhi tree. And just as it's been said in the, biography of Buddha, how he became enlightened, many sutta, many things like that, right? The story goes something like, he was ready for that. He did these, abandoned the royal family, and then went in asceticism, where he did practice of 6 years of, austerity, and then he demonstrated his ability to do those things far beyond any of even his Hindu gurus can do. He demonstrated how, and then finally he went beyond that, and then went on the Bodhi tree. And then right times come under the Bodhi tree. He went in the night and Bodhi tree, and he subdued the Mara in the night, and then in the dawn he, and meditated, and then in dawn, in early morning, he became enlightened. That's the story. So actually, Buddhist astrologers can pinpoint precisely when actually even the Buddha became enlightened. Now I forgot exact timing, but it happened, they say, 2,500, now I think 60 something now, years, and 4 a.m., 4:43 plus certain second a.m. it happened. And they base this on astrology, actually. They could see, in English language they say, oh, the star has aligned in the sky, for certain things to happen. And they can tell it at that precise moment. Some extraordinary stars have aligned in the heaven. And then look, going back, actually, if you do a calculation, in the 9,000 year history, only that particular point, where there was only one single moment like that. So that's the time happening. So the story is after awakening, fully awakening, then he wanted to share his infinite wisdom with infinite compassion to all sentient beings, right? So when he wanted to do that, people are not ready. So then the story is famously he went into silence for a 7 week, 49 days up in the sky, right above Bodh Gaya area. There's a particular spot. Actually, if you go to Bodh Gaya, people will tell you this is where, right above here, where Buddha, miraculously meditated up in the sky. Something like this. A particular tree exists, and says, something like height of how many of those trees. Now I forgot the exact number, but certain height of those trees put together. Something like, if the tree is 100 foot, there are like, 9 trees, so it would be 900 foot above, right? Something like that. And he sat and meditated. And before he went into meditation, he famously said, I found this elixir of profound and profound and free from conceptual elaboration, fabrication, and luminous, what's the word in English? Non-composite, I think that might be the word. Non-composite, luminous, luminosity. And then I wanted to share with everybody, and nobody understands. Therefore, I shall go into silence. So he went into silence, right? That's the famous story. Then, after 7 weeks, that time was ready. Brahma and Vishnu God offer famously the wheel of Dharma and a conch shell offering, a symbol of turn the wheel of Dharma. And then time was ready, so Buddha went and taught to his 5 famous disciples. And when he first taught the 5 famous disciples, that's when he used the term middle way approach too. That's the story when first, actually, this term is used in the first sermon already. And at that time, I think it was used in the context of conduct. His disciple thought the Buddha failed in his spiritual endeavor. That he were to practice asceticism, and he failed, he miserably failed. Now he's indulging in, happy life type of thing, he failed. And then Buddha started with saying that you cannot achieve spiritual achievement through extreme behaviors. It has to be middle, And so when he taught when he was teaching the 4 Noble Truths, the 8 Noble Path and so on, so he was emphasizing the middle way approach in terms of conduct initially. So Buddhist scholars say things like that.
Okay. 咁今晚個題目咧就係呢一個係好非常之高深嘅一個題目啦。咁個題目咧就係中觀啦。咁呢個中觀咧，其實我哋係會稱佢為一個中觀嘅哲學啦。有時候咁係一個佛教嘅一個哲學學説啦。咁喺個定義，咁邊一個係將呢個中觀嘅學説係定義嘅咧？給予咗個定義或者係開創嘅咧？咁係就係係龍樹菩薩啦。咁亦都係佢屬於呢個大乘嘅呢個學説啦。咁其實但係咧，龍樹菩薩亦都係從呢個佛陀嘅個教法裏邊咧，係去啟發出呢一個大乘嘅呢個中觀學説嘅。咁而咧佢所根據嘅呢個佛經咧，主要就係呢一個般若經。咁亦都係喺三轉法輪裏邊咧，佢屬於呢一個二轉法輪嘅呢個教法啦。咁所以咧就係好多佛教學者咧，亦都係會用中觀呢個名詞咧去形容呢一套嘅學説啦。咁但係咧，佢呢個中觀嘅學説咧，唔單止係一個佛教哲學嘅一啲觀點嚟嘅。其實咧，如果佛陀時代嘅時候咧，亦都會用中觀呢個字啦。其實當時咧最初咧就係用中觀或者叫中道啦，嚟係主要係形容一個我哋話修行嘅嗰個行持嘅態度嘅。咁呢個故事就係話其實當時佛陀啦係去呢一個喺呢一個菩提樹下證悟嘅時候咧，其實佛陀呢一世之前，即係投生之前咧，佢就喺呢33天嗰度。咁之後咧，當佢嗰啲願力啊或者功德同埋佢所有嗰啲資糧嘅積聚咧，去得到圓滿嘅時候咧，就因此咧佢就係最後一生咧就係投身到我哋呢個世界嗰度啦。咁之後咧喺個皇宮嗰度出世啦，同埋之後就係最後咧就喺個菩提樹下面證悟啦。咁而喺菩提樹下證悟嗰一刻咧，其實仁波切就係話咧，如果而家咧係根據翻一啲天象嘅推算咧、天文嘅推算咧，咁可以推算翻2500年前咧，佛陀喺邊一刻咧，直情係嗰一刻咧證悟個時刻咧係可以推算翻出嚟㗎。咁因為就係呢個係根據翻一啲喺佛經裏邊記錄當時佛陀證悟嘅時候呢個天象嘅資料咧嚟去推算翻嘅。咁當時佛陀過去本來就係呢個喺皇室裏邊嘅一個太子啦，但係佢就捨棄咗呢一個皇室嘅生活之後，就係去咗6年嘅苦行啦。同埋佢亦都咧表現出佢其實個修行嘅能力咧係比其實佢印度教嗰啲老師咧係更強嘅。但係最後咧佢都係去喺呢一個夜晚裏邊啦，坐喺呢個菩提樹下面，咁就係喺一個晨曦嘅時間咧。就係得到呢個證悟啦。咁如果天文學家咧，其實可以分析到咧，嗰陣時其實個年份應該就係咧2560年左右。寧波先話唔記得咗係邊一年啦，即係2560年左右嘅呢個年份之前嘅4點43分幾多秒佢又唔記得，咁就係話係嗰個時間咧可以係即係佢指出直情呢個時間咧嗰個朝早嘅呢個凌晨時分啦，即係晨曦時分啦，就係佛陀證悟嗰個時候啦。咁點解可以指出？就係因為當時記錄裏邊咧係有啲星象咧係某一個排列好特別嘅嗰個時間。 咁咧佢就係後來就係可以知道翻咧，推算翻其實呢一個星象嘅排列咧，係譬如話9000年嘅呢個歷史裏邊咧，只有嗰一刻咧係有呢個星象排列，咁所以因此咧點解就可以推算到嗰個時刻啦。咁無論如何啦，咁就係佛陀就係因為證悟之後咧，係因為佢具有對眾生嘅呢個無量大悲嘅緣故咧，咁其實佢就係想係將佢嘅證悟咧係同眾生去宣説，但係咧佢證悟咗之後咧，佢有7個禮拜咧都係冇去説法嘅，咁佢就係沉默嘅頭嗰7個禮拜。咁特別如果你去菩提街嘅時候咧，會見到有一個地方咧有標示出咧，就係證悟咗之後咧，佛陀曾經喺一個位置咧，嗰度就係升高到就大概可能話幾棵樹咁高嘅一個位嘅高處個虛空嗰度咧，去即係坐咗喺度禪修。咁但係即係呢啲係佢嗰7個禮拜嘅時候，佢未説法之前係示現咗啲咁嘅神通啦。咁點解佛陀係當時冇説法？就係因為咧有一句好出名嘅即係引言咧，佛陀證悟咗之後，佢有講到咧，即係佢證悟咗呢一個心寂光明離氣嘅呢個無為法咧。咁但係咧係佢呢個妙法係，如果佢講咗出嚟咧，係冇人會明白嘅。咁所以佢不如咧就係保持沉默啦。咁就係所以點解佢頭7個禮拜咧係冇呢一個説法？後來去到呢個梵天同帝釋天咧，係各自即係佢哋以呢一個獻呢一個法輪啦，同埋呢個法螺去請佛陀説法之後咧，先至咧佛陀係開始去開示，即係第一個初轉法輪啦，去教導咗呢個5位弟子啦。咁當時咧亦都係最初就係有講到一個我哋叫做中道嘅呢一個教法嘅。但係呢個主要就係頭先講中道呢個教法係喺個行持上嘅方面去用嘅。因為就係當時有啲佛過去，即係其實呢個5弟子咧，以前都係遇過佛陀嘅。佢當時就會覺得佛陀咧過去係做苦行嘅，但係咧佢就係會覺得佛陀咧係捨棄咗呢個苦行，佢可能覺得佢自己冇辦法去做到苦行，覺得佛陀咁之後佢就之後而家就捨棄咗苦行啦。之後而家就反而係沉迷於呢一啲可能係一啲快樂或者啲享樂之中。咁後來佛陀咧就係教導翻呢啲弟子就係話咧，如果係靠呢個極端嘅苦行去修持咧，係唔可以得到成就嘅。咁所以因此亦都後來宣説咗呢個四聖諦啊、八正道啊等等嘅教法啦，係咪？所以最主要就係話要講翻喺呢個佛陀最初嘅教法裏邊咧，中道呢個字咧係形容係主要係從行持方面、行為上嘅一個形容㗎。
The middle way approach it's really a balanced approach, right, in everything. So initially, I think Lord Buddha started with telling his disciples, you have to have a middle approach. Like for instance, our Vinaya traditions, monks, like us monks, when even our dress code and everything is supposed to be in the middle way approach. Here, in this case, middle way means not, you cannot wear dresses that like really terrible dress, because if you monks wear very bad clothing dress, then people will lose faith, so it's no good. And then you cannot dress very extravagant, kind of like no Hermes and Louis Vuitton clothing for once. That's also the other extreme, too much, somewhere in the middle approach, like Vinayas. We were taught like that, you see. So these are like kind of balanced approach, right? So you can apply this middle approach in many, many different ways. However, in terms of doctrine, so then, I think originally it started with conduct. There has to be a middle approach, so you can't be too extreme as far as, as far as giving up everything and like almost starving to death, everything and so on. On the other hand, you can not indulge in all kinds of luxurious life. Somewhere in the middle approach, balanced approach is the best conduct, so to speak. Then the same thing can apply in meditation too. Meditation practice has to have also a middle way approach. And then the correct view is also a middle way approach. So in some sense, like this, the view for Buddhist scholars when they study, the view is the most important, right? So view has somehow almost like hijacked meditation middle way approach to the meditation and middle way approach to the conduct, and almost like whenever people talk about it, they only think it's from the point of view of view actually, but it's supposed to apply in all different levels like that.
咁呢一個中觀嘅呢一個方法或者中觀呢一個思想咧，其實係非常之係讚歎嘅呢一個方法。咁但係呢個喺當時嘅時候咧，佛陀最初就係要嚟去教導佢啲比丘啦、出家眾啦。咁從出家眾嗰度咧就係中觀嘅呢個行持意思就係話啦，譬如話佢哋着嘅呢個僧袍啦，唔可以係太差嘅、太破爛嘅，因為咁樣嘅話咧，亦都會令人去失去咗呢一個信心嘅。但係同樣佢亦都唔可以係即係太奢侈啦、奢華啦，譬如話當然唔可以着啲名牌啊、好貴嘅嘢啦。咁就係要有呢一個咁嘅我哋話行中道啦。咁從教法上啦，咁從行持上，咁就係話喺中道嚟講就係話我哋唔可以去走極端啦，即係譬如話你亦都唔可以話修行修到係你就快餓死啦，又或者係咧亦唔可以去同樣另一方面亦都唔可以咧沉溺於一啲即係奢華嘅生活嗰度啦。但係呢個中道亦都係可以擺去呢一個禪修嗰度上去用嘅。當然亦都係會喺個見解上啦，我哋嘅呢個正見亦都要保持呢個中道啦。但係因為咧，其實哲學佛教哲學個方面咧，主要係去着眼於或者最重要啦，對呢個佛教哲學嚟講，就係見解嗰方面。咁所以因此咧，即係我哋好多時聽到同中道或者中觀有關嘅咧，都係從呢個哲學嗰度去了解或者係去聽到嘅。因為即係其實就係因為係佛教哲學嗰度係主要係強調中觀見解呢個方面。咁另外就係話好似變咗而家中觀咧就係俾呢一個佛教哲學或者見解咧係騎劫咗啦。但係其實意思就係話咧，唔係淨係佛教哲學裏邊有講呢個中觀或者中道嘅，其實喺其他嘅譬如話先講啦，呢個行持啊、禪修上咧都係會有呢個中道嘅。
So, so the conduct-wise, somewhere in the middle approach. And then in terms of meditation, generally they would say that the middle point for meditation is the state of mind, that which is free from distraction, such as mind that is very agitated state of mind, or a completely dull state of mind. Neither is somewhere in the middle. Or you can say, mind is in the present moment, neither past nor future, very nicely in the present moment, like that. You could apply this kind of thing for meditation. And then the view is free from extreme, right? Extreme. So here, view free from extreme is basically free from extremes of eternalism and nihilism. Eternalist means eternalist, a theist actually, that they believe this is a real, everything is real, and you hold on to it, hang on to it, and you're trapped there. And then the other extreme of that is everything is nothing, is nothing, this life, materialist. Actually today they call it materialist. But it's atheist in some sense, but a nihilist. Correct terminology, philosophical terminology is nihilist. They deny everything, including future life, karma, everything is denied. That's the nihilist, no. And modern day, the terminology is materialist. They just think this material thing, that what it is right now, today exists, that's it, there's nothing after this. And some of the people, very arrogant people who have a little success in wealth and life and education and title, whatever little egos they have, and whatever they think, if they can't perceive anything, then that's it, doesn't exist type of thing. I don't know whether you know or not, but there's a TV anchorman in the US a long time ago. He was a CNN anchorman, a guy named Larry King. Some of you might know, huh? Larry King is a very famous guy, Larry King. He's old and now, I don't know whether he's still alive or not, but he's maybe still alive. And he was very famous a long time ago, back in the 1980s, in the 1990s he was still there, and so on. And the reason why I'm mentioning this, just to make one point, and that is, they were doing some story about, is there a future life, so to say, if there's a life after death, some kind of documentary film. And then they interview a bunch of guys. They were doing some doctors to see if the consciousness really, there are stories about near-death experiences, you know that, right? And people, sometimes consciousness comes out of body when there are extreme conditions in the hospital, and then many stories, they say, oh, I was floating up, I saw my body, doctors were operating, this, that, many stories like that, And then there was somebody who was trying to do research on that. And then there are those who say, yes, there's, religious people who say there's future. And then there's others who say no, and so on. And one of the guys who they interviewed was Larry King. And you know what Larry King said? I still remember. I was shocked with his answer. He says, I think there's nothing after this. This is it. He said. And his logic is, he said, I had a 3 heart attack. He said, I had 3 heart attack. I didn't see anything. I think this is it. That's it. There's nothing after that. I was shocked and how arrogant he was to just conclude that, just because he didn't see and there's nothing, And that's where the level of arrogance is. People who have a minor little success in the world and they come up with all kinds of theory and idea and they're not open to anything. That's why you have guys like Friedrich Nietzsche in Germany, who was a famous nihilist, who said that God is dead. And he famously said that and hold on to that and this and that. So that my point is this other extreme, and then people who are naively, staunchly, stubbornly hold on to these views, So from Buddhist understanding, these are all extremes. Correct view means how you're supposed to see things as it is. It's middle way. Middle way is not extremes of eternalist and nihilist. Like that, okay? And then actually in Nagarjuna's doctrine talks about free from 4 extremes in 8 fallacies, so to speak. In his doctrine he talks like that. But these 4s are a combination of these 2 extremes, though. So it's 2 extremes. So the view-wise, the correct view or correct understanding, in other words, is to understand truth lies somewhere in the middle, so to speak, And so then now the kind of little difficulty in understanding this, and what is that truth? And then the Buddhists say it's emptiness. So then you get a little complicated, and it's very difficult to relate to, and so on. But for an ordinary mind, there's no reference point. That's the thing, Buddha is trying to tear down your misconceived notion of reality. He's trying to tear down them and help us understand, go beyond, Go beyond your limitations of eye organ, eye sensation, eye organ, visual, base, nose, 5 sense field based thing, Modern materialists and materialists throughout history are saying, if I can't see, then this problem, then it doesn't exist. If I can't hear with my ear, then it doesn't exist. We know, obviously, there are things that human eyes cannot see, others can see, right? Infrared and other. Now, modern science will help us understand something. There is some realities there that far beyond our modern eyes can. And then our ear can only comprehend, sounds in a certain frequency. And something that goes beyond that, we cannot. But then there are others, not only can you detect from sophisticated machines and so on to detect the different sound, but even the animals can hear things that human cannot hear. It's evident like that, right? So what Lord Buddha's trying to tell us is, your sixth sense field experience is not reliable. You need to go beyond that. So he's trying to teach us to go beyond, And the only correct way of making you understand is, let's say, it's emptiness. You cannot give attribute to things, Otherwise it will be trapped. So that's where the difficulty is emptiness, and it's very difficult to relate to, Right? Yeah. Because we're talking about a very profound subject, and only way to convey the message in a way that you will not make mistake of holding on and hanging on and so on is to say it's not. So it's emptiness, it's not phenomena, it's not a thing. Okay. It's phenomena is no particular thing, in other words. That's what he's trying to say.
咁所以咧，譬如話我哋如果將話喺空性，中觀嘅方講嚟形容呢一個禪修嚟講咧，咁其實譬如話禪修上，我哋就係要去遠離呢一個昏沉同掉舉，即係好多呢一個念頭啦嘅情況啦，同埋譬如話亦都係要去遠離呢一個過去同未來等等呢啲咧，係可以話喺禪修上係令到我哋個心咧可以係得到呢一個自在嘅嗰個狀況，咁就係話用呢個所謂中道或者中觀嘅禪修嗰方面。咁但係譬如話呢個見解上咧，見解上其實我哋話中觀嘅見解，主要就係話我哋遠離呢個極端嘅。咁如果極端嘅呢個見解咧，係主要係有兩大方面啦，兩方面，一方面就係一個恆常嘅。一個相信有恆常嘅嘢，或者所謂存在，可以話存在啦，或者主要都係話恆常，或者係認為一切事物咧都係實質存在嘅。咁呢個其實再進一步可以話係呢一個係有神論嘅見解咯。咁佢認為一切事物咧都係真實存在係有嘅。另一方面咧就係呢個虛無主義啊，就係認為一切事物咧都係唔存在嘅，係冇嘅。就係可以話而家呢個現代嘅講法，可能係可以話係一個物質主義啦。佢係否定一切事物。包括自己都否定呢一個過去嘅未來啦，或者係前世今生啦，同埋當然亦都係否定呢一個業力㗎。咁所以咧，如果你話係即係而家呢個時代，我哋話係物質主義係點解會都係虛無主義咧？就因為其實咧，好多佢哋嘅信念就係只係相信咧呢個世界咧就係啲物質係存在嘅，佢都唔會理，淨係呢一刻佢見到嗰啲物質，佢就覺得佢存在，佢就唔會相信有任何嘢，除咗佢見到呢啲物質之外咧。係存在嘅，佢亦都係唔關心，亦都唔相信。咁就係佢淨係相信佢一切見到佢而家呢一刻所擁有嘅事物嘅啫。特別譬如話啲人而家個生活好豐富，好充實，即係充滿，即係好有錢嘅，或者佢係好有呢一個物質好充裕嘅人咧，佢只係會相信佢而家呢一刻所擁有嘅事物嘅啫。對佢哋嚟講咧，除此之外，佢就係唔去關心，甚至佢都唔會相信有其他嘢，就係除咗佢所擁有呢啲嘢之外，佢唔相信有任何嘢係存在，或者佢亦都唔關心咯。咁就有啲咁嘅見解嘅咧，其實我哋都可以，佢話我哋用現代嘅詞語就話佢哋物質主義啦，就係其實佢呢個態度咧都係呢一個虛無主義㗎。咁其實咧有一個故事令我先諗起啦，就係喺美國 CNN 喺80年代90年代好出名嘅。成日訪問啲名人嗰個 Larry King 咧，咁其實有一次咧，佢就俾一個節目去訪問佢嘅。嗰個節目咧就係一個特輯，就係研究究竟有冇呢一個來世嘅，或者係就死咗之後咧，仲有冇生命狀態存在啦。咁當時呢個節目咧就訪問咗好多人嘅，咁就有好多人咧，譬如話啲聽過啲瀕死經驗啦，即係喺做手術嘅時候咧，佢哋個靈魂咧就離開咗身體，望到自己做手術嘅。佢又訪問呢啲人啦，又訪問好多譬如啲宗教界啦，佢哋當然係相信有呢一個來世嘅，但係亦都有啲人咧係唔相信呢個來世。咁佢就呢個節目咧訪問咗 Larry King 啦。咁 Larry King 咧當時咧就好斬釘截鐵就係話佢唔相信有來世。但係佢嗰個理據係咩咧？佢就係理據就話因為佢自己咧試過3次心臟病，呢啲3次心臟病發生嘅時候咧，佢咩都睇唔到喺個經歷裏邊，所以佢就覺得咧冇啦，冇下一世。咁仁波切就話咧，聽到係咁樣答咧，佢都好驚訝，因為佢覺得佢咁樣諗或者咁樣答呢個問題咧， 出佢係非常之自大嘅。意思就係話咧，佢純粹因為自己係冇經歷過，佢就覺得呢樣嘢係存在冇下一世。咁可能佢覺得自己已經係好有名有利有地位嘅人啦。咁因為佢就係覺得自己冇去體驗過冇經歷過呢樣嘢，佢就唔相信有呢個來世啦，有呢一個係啦下一生啦。咁佢話呢一個情況係有嘅，喺好多時候好多人咧，特別譬如話喺以前嘅尼采呢個哲學家亦都係嘅，即係佢又係覺得咧，即係喺佢自己嘅見解，純粹用自己嘅見解，覺得佢自己嘅見解係最即係最重要啦。佢就係甚至話咧，神咧係已經死啦咁樣啦。總之呢啲就係已經係墮入咗呢個虛無主義嘅一啲見解啦。咁但係其實呢啲都可以話咧，好多人係追隨呢啲見解，因為嗰啲寧波姐就話，即係佢好多啲人無知嘅人咧，就會去相信呢一個咁嘅見解嘅。咁但係咧，如果你話從見解上咧，我哋唔係冇辦法，即係如果從中觀個角度嚟講咧，我哋就係要去超越咗呢一個我哋話有同無呢兩種嘅見解啦。咁特別就係話，如果你話哲學嘅學者裏邊再細分咧，其實中觀裏邊就係要離呢個四邊啦，同埋都話要去遠離，即係要去除8種嘅呢啲謬誤嘅。但係其實所謂離四邊啊等等呢啲咧，最後咧都係歸納翻去要遠離呢個有同無呢兩者啦。咁所以重點就係話我哋點解要咁做，係因為咧，如果你能夠離開咗呢一個有無啦，或者離喺四邊嘅話咧，你先至能夠去認知到呢個所謂實相㗎。咁所以中觀哲學最主要就係話要我哋認識呢個實相。但係所謂咩叫實相咧？喺佛法裏邊就會以呢個空性呢一個字去形容。但係其實聽到空性嘅時候，好多一般嘅人咧就好難去聯繫或者諗到咩係空性。其實佛陀咧點解要講空性呢樣嘢咧？其實就係為咗要去咧，可以話係撕開咗，或者係要去除我哋一般即係凡夫咧，以一個迷亂嘅狀態去睇呢個世界嘅事物嘅一個咁嘅觀點啦，或者觀點啦。意思就係話，其實我哋以我哋嘅五官啦去感知呢個外境嘅世界咧，其實係冇辦法睇到嗰個實相㗎。所以佛陀就係要希望以呢個空性嘅呢個教法啦，中觀嘅教法咧嚟令我哋去了悟呢個實相。咁譬如話，現代人可能都會相信啦，眼見到嘅或者聽到嘅嘢咧，佢就先至信。如果你眼同耳見唔到、聽唔到嘅話咧，佢唔相信佢係存在嘅。但係咧，其實如果睇翻啲科學上啦，譬如有啲咩紅外線啊等等呢啲嘢咧，其實我哋眼係見唔到嘅，或者耳仔亦都好多頻率嘅嘢咧，我哋聽唔到嘅。但係有啲動物啊、啲機器咧，就可以聽到某啲人聽唔到嘅耳嘅頻率嘅一啲聲音嘅。咁所以淨係呢樣嘢就證明咗其實好多嘢咧，其實係存在，但係我哋咧以我哋嘅五官、眼、耳、口、鼻等等呢啲係冇辦法去感知到。所以佛陀就同我哋講啦，就係呢個我哋嘅綠色咧係唔可靠嘅，而我哋都要咧去超越呢個綠色啦。但係咧，所以就係話點樣先可以認知呢一個，即係真正係認知呢個實相咧？我哋就係要用一個正確嘅方法。咁所以正確方法咧，佢就會用呢個空性呢個字去形容啦，或者係啦。咁但係點解會用空性呢個字形容咧？其實就係因為呢個實相其實就係你冇辦法再用其他嘅嘢或者形容詞去指認佢嘅。因為咧，如果你用任何其他嘅字詞去形容呢個實相咧，你都會係落咗落去一啲事物嗰度。所以就係，但係又為咗係能夠令人去聯繫到呢個實相咧，所以最後就係只要用空性呢個字去形容啦。咁總之就係話呢一個中觀呢一個題目咧，本身因為就係其實係好深奧㗎。而譬如話空性呢一個字，其實佢想表達嘅嘢就係話咧，佢唔係去承許任何嘅嘢㗎。佢最後就係話所有即係佢嘅目的，或者佢最後咧係冇任何嘢係被指認或者係即係目，所以因此佢就係離一切嘅所謂嘅執着咯。咁所以因此咧，就係話佢用空性呢個字嘅目的，佢係要目的就係話俾你知，佢所形容嗰樣嘢咧係唔係指出或者係指認緊任何一樣事物嘅。
Okay. Practically speaking, what's going on with our life, with respect to this teaching on middle way approach, with respect to view, meditation, and action. Initially, the view is where concerns the most, and that is what's really happening with ordinary people's experience life is that this is phenomena. You know, this phenomena that appears to us, according to Lord Buddha, it appears to us as real. Okay, this whole thing, this all looks real. And it appears to real to whom? To us, with our mind, you know, in our mind. And then we believe that it is real. You know, it appears like real, and our mind ultimately have projected that. So then our mind thinks it's real. And the reason why it's going on is because we hold on to the self. When there is no such thing called self, that's the real thing. So in terms of how we get confused is, you know, Buddhists talk about two types of selves. Self-attachment to, actually terminology you say, two types of ego, that's the word. You know, ego of self and ego phenomena, you know, so two types. In other words, you have innate clinging inside your mind that you are, you exist, you're real, and then outside phenomena, the whole thing appears, and then this objective phenomena, object phenomena, and subject phenomena, yourself, both real, you know. Neither is real, everything is illusion. Yeah, it's all illusion, you know. And the interesting thing is, many great thinkers have come to this kind of understanding that they suspect it's not real. This whole thing is kind of like illusion, you know? It's illusion. And it's like a dream. This is all dream, and we're all trapped in dream. And in this dream, and the reason why we can relate to each other is we have the same dream. That's the Buddhist understanding. And from the point of view of karma, we call this a collective karma. Human karma is collective human karma experience. That's why we have common human experience. Then there's individual karma experience. That's specific to you. That's your karma. You know. So again, that's again a proof that objectively nothing exists. It's all emptiness. Is that, for instance, say I look at this cup and I think this is a beautiful cup, you know, and then somebody else looks at it and doesn't think it's beautiful, you know, and that's individual mind. Karma perception based on that. The fact that we perceive is karmic, common karma, you know, common thread to that, you know. But a specific karma is a specific experience, and that's where individual experiences all come from. So anyway, you know, the phenomena is like it's all illusion, but then we think it's illusion. The one who thinks it's illusion is your mind. And the reason why you think it's because you hold on to it. That's the thing, you know. And the essence of yourself, ego, me, I-ness, non-existence, you know. So if you understand that, then you will see non-existence of, inherent non-existence of self. You know. And the only way to come to that understanding, philosophically speaking, from the point of view, correct way of seeing is, oh, it's emptiness. Yeah, that's where the view comes in. And then, based on correct view, middle approach, you know, middle way approach to meditation, and middle way approach to conduct, then you can, you know, you have a great chance of overcoming this illusion, that nightmare that we're having as samsara can be overcome. You know?
咁所以咧，其實就係話我哋呢個中觀嘅見解啦，其實就係亦都會係咧配合翻 係呢個修同埋行㗎。咁但係首先咧，如果你係要去修同埋即係修，即係禪修，行就係我哋日常嘅行持啦。但係呢兩者你要係做得到咧，首先就係你要去安立，或者係你要真係有具備呢一個見解啦。咁但係咧，其實我哋而家點解會冇辦法有呢個中觀或者所謂空性嘅見解咧？其實譬如重點就係最主要就係話，因為我哋一般嘅人啦、凡夫啦，其實個狀態係點咧？其實就係我哋對我哋嘅凡夫喺日常嘅生活裏邊啦，其實我哋就係所體驗到嘅一切咧，我哋會認為佢係真實嘅。我哋唔會認為，即係我哋唔知道，即係我哋會覺得我哋所有一切嘅見到嘅事物、一切嘅現象、一切嘅啲顯現咧，我哋會認為咧呢啲所有嘢都係真實嘅。但係咧，其實個實相就係話咧，呢啲我哋所有一切嘅事物咧，一切嘅現象咧，其實本身都只係我哋自己嘅一個心嘅一個投射，同我哋自己嘅心嘅一個係一個投射嚟嘅啫，而唔係有真實嘅外在嘅存在嘅。咁但係我哋唔明白呢一個一切事物、一切顯相都係我哋自心嘅投射呢一個實相嘅緣故啦，所以我哋會相信咧，以為咧一切我哋見到嘅或者體驗到嘅都係真實㗎啦。咁但係點解我哋會咁樣去諗咧？其實就係我哋內在嚟講，其實自己咧亦都係執取於一個有所謂我嘅呢個存在，認為有一個真實嘅我嘅存在。咁所以咧，因為就係你認為有一個真實嘅我嘅存在啦，自我嘅存在啦，所以你就會因為咁樣，亦都會認為有外境嘅一個真實嘅存在啦。所以喺佛法裏邊咧，會有兩種嘅我執，一種咧就係叫做人我啦，一種係叫法我。人我嘅意思咧，就係話你係執着咗一種有一個叫做自我嘅呢個真實存在，你會以為係有一個真係恆久不變嘅我嘅存在，係自我嘅存在。咁咩叫做法我咧？就係話其實你亦都會因此會認為咧，外在嘅呢個對境啦，亦都係真實存在嘅。咁呢個就係嗰個法我執啦。咁所以就係因為我哋有呢個人我執同法我執嘅緣故啦，所以就係我哋就係冇辦法去認知呢個實相啦。但係其實個真相嘅實相就係話咧，所謂呢個嘅人我同埋法我咧，其實呢兩者咧本身個本質咧都係一個一個幻象嘅啫，即係意思就係話冇任何真實嘅存在嘅。咁但係就係話咧，我哋係要，所以我哋就係話要做到嘅所謂要得到嘅嗰個見解係咩咧？我哋就要明白到或者了悟到啦，一切呢啲我哋能夠體驗到嘅外在嘅或者係內在嘅所謂嘅我咧，都係唔係有真實存在嘅，都係如幻嘅、如夢，係一個如夢一樣嘅。但係就係話我哋唔明白嘅話咧，咁我哋就係等於係困咗喺呢個夢境入邊啦。咁但係就係話點解你會話，你就可能問啦，咁但係點解我哋而家又可以係同其他人去溝通啊？或者係我哋點解仍然存在喺呢個咁嘅環境嗰度咧？其實就係呢一個我哋同唔同嘅人咧，都係發緊同一個夢咁解啫。我哋同樣有呢個所謂共業，其實意思就係我哋有一個共業，就係我哋一齊都係投身為呢個人類喺呢一個環境嗰度。但係其實我哋各自嗰個體驗咧，每樣嘅各人不同嘅體驗咧，就係其實源於各自唔同嘅呢個業嘅緣故啦。咁所以重點就係話啦，如果我哋就係其實點解我哋會覺得係啲嘢係真實存在，就係純粹因為你自己同個主體上你有呢個我執啦。咁所以因此咧，你就係都係對呢一個我哋外境嘅呢個客觀嘅呢個存在嘅一啲所有事物咧，我哋都會認為佢係真實存在啦。但係其實咧，如果你再睇翻頭先你講話嗰個所謂共業同埋呢個各自嘅業嚟講咧，其實每個人咧係體驗到嘅嘢咧，其實都係唔同嘅意思，就係每人都係因為自己各自嘅業而去體驗到唔同嘅嘢。即係正如仁波切就話，即係譬如話佢自己見到佢周身，尤其見到朵花好靚咁樣啦。其實呢個都係純粹係你自己睇到呢朵花，你認為呢朵花好靚嘅，呢個係你自己嘅個人嘅體驗嚟嘅。咁呢樣嘢就係同其他人係即係其他人去睇同樣嘅嘢咧，佢又會有其他嘅感受嘅。咁呢樣嘢就係會分辨到其實即係頭先我講啦，共業同埋呢個各自嘅業嘅分別啦。但係總之點都好啦，其實呢一切咧其實都係幻象嚟嘅啫。咁所以咧，其實我哋而家重點點解係唔明白咧？實相就係因為我哋嘅心仍然都係執着於呢啲幻象係真實嘅。咁亦都係咧，其實亦都執着於我哋本來所謂自我嘅一個認為佢有真實存在啦。但係其實咧，我哋呢一個所謂嘅我咧，係唔係有真實任何恆久嘅存在？即係亦都係所謂嘅冇自性嘅。其實我哋所謂呢一個我咧係無自性嘅。 咁所以唯有嘅方法就係我哋要了解呢個所有呢啲我、人我啦同法我啦，都係個本質係呢個無自性，同埋都係呢個如果用佛法角度講就係叫空性啦，就係要明白呢一個空性，咁樣先至就係會能夠可以係即係生起呢一個見解啦。咁如果你能夠生起呢個見解嘅正見之後咧，你就再進一步就可以係即係具備呢個正見嚟做呢一個禪修啦。同埋咧就係要喺日常行持嗰度去做呢個行啦。咁所以呢個就係即係見修行嘅關係啦。咁所以咁亦都係只係靠呢個方法。如果你係能夠具備呢個正見啦，同埋配合呢一個修同埋行嘅話咧，我哋就係能夠可以咧去對治或者係斷除咧呢一個係即係不停咁樣去重複嘅呢個輪迴嘅惡夢啦。
Yes. Now the philosophical view part of the middle way approach is based on Lord Buddha's teaching, the second turning wheel of Dharma, where he emphasized an emptiness, nature phenomena. This teaching is essentially important, initially, particularly speaking, because our problem is clinging, and in order to become free, we need to understand that we cannot hold on to anything and everything. And it's actually the doctrine is actually based on our own nature of mind, how the nature of mind is. The emphasis on emptiness aspect of the mind is tremendously taught in this particular teaching. The mind's inherent nature, essential nature is emptiness. But the mind is not just empty, but mind is very luminous. And then it has unimpeded awareness, cognitive aspects to it as well. But when emphasizing teaching on emptiness nature, basically an emphasis on emptiness nature of the mind a lot. Then later Buddha taught, in third turning wheel of thought, he emphasized on luminosity aspects of the mind and so on and so on. And as far as the philosophical system and doctrine, the one who formulated this system of doctrine is Nagarjuna, of course. And Nagarjuna was responsible in bringing this teaching on transcendental wisdom from Nagaram into human Nagaru, And then he compiled a treatises, masterpiece treatises called Madhyamaka Mulakarika. And that's the basis of all the Madhyamaka teaching. And then his disciples interpreted his teaching two different ways. And there's a two system of Madhyamaka came after that. Two disciples did that. And one is called Madhyamaka Swatantika, the other one is called Madhyamaka Prasangika Madhyamaka. And Prasangika Madhyamaka is very famous. There were Nalanda masters who held both view. There were famous Nalanda masters who were Swatantika masters, and Prasangika masters particularly was Chandakirti was famous for that. And Chandakirti further clarified the view. He wrote another masterpiece treatise on Madhyamaka philosophy. It was called a Madhyamaka Avatara. And he made very strongly case for a Prasangika philosophy. And so on. So anyway, I'm not going to go into detail of those, and even if I were to talk, you're not going to be able to understand that anyway. These very fine philosophical points here and there and so on and so on. But in terms of general information, it's good to know that there were two different Madhyamaka systems. In addition to that, even a Mahayana Buddhist had other viewpoints. There was a philosophical viewpoint called Chittamati system, mind-only school, Yogacharan school, like that. These are all Mahayana Buddhist school of thoughts. And then there are other school of thoughts which are not Mahayana, existed in India, and so on. And then in Tibet, famously, there was another Madhyamaka system came. manifested in Tibet. It was called Zhentong system, the emptiness of other system, and so on. Anyway, maybe I don't need to go into details of those. So just for your information, these different systems and so on exist. Yeah.
咁喺呢一個，如果你話係啱啱我哋講呢個中觀嘅呢個空性嘅呢個教法咧，咁其實佢就係會屬於呢一個佛陀二轉法論嘅呢個教法嘅論嗰度㗎。咁而咧，所以因此咧，如果我哋一開始學習嘅時候咧，其實就係首先要去學習呢一個二轉法論嘅教法啦，空性呢個教法都係非常重要㗎。因為佢就係話咧。佢嘅目的咧就係會令到我哋咧可以去斷除我哋對一切事物嘅呢個執着啦、執取啦。咁就係首先我哋就係、如果從學習嘅次第上咧，我哋就係要首先係要斷除我哋呢一個對事物嘅呢個執取啦，對呢個人我同法我嘅執取啦。咁就係令我哋可以能夠咧斷除一切嘅呢個執取啦。咁而呢個教法咧，其實空性呢個教法咧，亦都係其實就係基於我哋自身嗰個本性。嚟去建立或者嚟去教授出嚟㗎。咁其實因為咧，如果從我哋自身嘅呢個自性或者一個本性嚟講咧，我哋嘅心嘅嗰個自性咧係空性嚟㗎，係空性。但係咧，我哋嘅心嘅自性唔係淨係得空呢一邊嘅，亦都係有呢個明嗰方面，亦都有呢個明分。咁呢個所謂明嘅方面咧，亦都係就係話可以話一個係不滅嘅呢個覺性啦。咁呢一部分咧，其實就喺佛陀三轉法論嘅時候咧係去宣説嘅。咁所以因此咧，如果你話呢一套嘅教法咧，其實就係由龍樹菩薩去開展出嚟㗎。咁同埋咧，因為龍樹菩薩就係喺個龍宮嗰度去取出咗呢個般若經啦。咁所以亦都係之後咧，佢就係做咗呢一個中觀根本論頌呢一個論點啦。咁亦都係可以話係中觀嘅教法嘅最根本嘅一個論點啦。咁之後咧就發展咗有兩派嘅，一派就係呢一個自續派啦，另一派就係應成派。而呢兩派咧都係由那蘭陀嘅啲學者咧係去開創出嚟㗎。咁但係同埋特別係喺個應成派方面啦，就係有月稱菩薩所著嘅嗰個入中論啦，呢個係一個非常重要嘅一個中觀嘅論點啦，係之後期少少嘅。咁而喺呢個論點裏邊咧，佢亦都係好重點咁去咧係抨擊咗關於呢一個自續派嘅一啲見解嘅。咁但係寧波車就唔會去講解多啲內容，因為其實就比較複雜。如果講得詳盡咧，大家未必明。咁總之我哋要知道嘅就係中觀咧，亦都會有呢兩個派別啦，亦都係其實大乘裏邊咧，除咗中觀學説之外咧，亦都有唯識，即係我哋有時叫瑜伽行派呢一個嘅學説嘅。咁除咗之外咧，唔係大乘嘅，譬如小乘，亦都喺印度裏邊咧，亦都有其他嘅學説㗎。咁特別就係有提到咧，其實喺西藏裏邊咧，中觀方面咧，亦都有另一個派別嘅學説嘅，咁就叫做他空見嘅呢個派別嘅學説嘅。咁呢個咧就只喺西藏嘅流派裏邊有嘅啫。
Now, the term middle way approach is not only used in a way that's mentioned in the view, meditation, and conduct, but there are different ways of also interpreting this middle way approach, and that is, that is like a union, like rather than extremes, but somehow union together, and there's a saying that the middle approach should be, as far as ground practice is concerned, ground understanding is concerned, it has to be a union of both, true truth. This is another way of seeing the middle approach. And then in terms of ground and path, in terms of path, two types of accumulation of merit and wisdom. Combination of both is necessary. Union of both is necessary. The ultimate result, fruit of the practice is tukaya. It's again a union like that. So terminology is used differently, but most of the time they say Madhyamaka, they're talking about the view point only, but the term is used vastly in many different ways.
咁剛才我哋講嗰個空性嘅呢個講解嘅方式咧，就係用呢個見修行嗰方面去講解嘅。咁但係其實咧有另一個方式去空性，亦都係會有以另一個方式去演繹嘅。咁佢就係用一個咧我哋叫做係不二啦，或者係呢一個雙運嗰個角度去講嘅。咁呢度所形容嘅係咩咧？佢就會用呢一個根道果呢方面去呢一個咁嘅方式去講嘅。咁從個根或者個基嗰度啦，即係基礎嗰度嚟講咧，咁就係會話係將呢個異諦咧係雙運或者係異諦無別咁樣去理解嘅。咁之後從呢一個道嗰方面咧，佢就係會係去以呢一個異資糧嘅聚積無別或者係異資糧嘅積聚雙運咁樣去講解啦。咁而喺呢個果嗰度咧，就係會講呢一個異身啦，即係呢個色身同呢一個法身啦，係雙運或者係無異咁去演繹嘅。咁呢個咧係從名相上咧係會有唔同啦。咁但係咧，其實咧就係佢都係講緊係即係用同一樣嘢。但係咧，如果我哋平時去學習呢個中觀嘅話咧，主要好多時候都係從呢一個見解嗰方面去做呢個講解嘅。
For instance, in the case of practice like Nyingme, deity yoga, the balanced middle way approach is, in the deity yoga doctrine, is no extremes again, In order for us to not fall into extremes of nihilism, we have deity, beautiful body, beautiful everything is beautifully, perfectly, purely exists, so to speak. So we have to meditate. Deity body, pray, practice, make offering, generate love, compassion, all these things. And then, if you're not truly intelligent practitioner, then there's a danger that you might hold on to that, all the beauty part. Oh, I love this. And that's another trap, you can't. So then in order to avoid that extreme, you have to go into the other side, and that's completion states. Then those things, everything disappear away. You see, at the end, everything goes away. So these enlightened Buddhas and great enlightened beings teach perfect teaching, perfectly balanced middle way approach teachings. Like that.
咁譬如話，我哋講以呢一個扭捏呢一個修持做呢個例子啦。咁扭捏呢個修持係一個本尊瑜伽嘅一個修持啦。咁佢首先就係話為咗係要斷呢一個無邊啦，即係冇認為一個虛無主義呢一邊嘅話咧，佢書就會有呢一個要觀想好莊嚴嘅呢個本尊啊、身相啊，係好多好詳盡咁去觀想，好清晰咁觀想，同埋要做好多嘅呢啲供養啊，同埋要生起呢啲悲心啊等等呢啲咁嘅本尊瑜伽嘅觀修啦。咁但係咧，如果啲修行人本身都唔具備一個好嘅見解，或者佢本身係即係唔係咁即係清晰嘅一個修行人嘅時候咧，佢可能咧就會墮於呢一個，即係可能會墮於呢一個執着於呢一啲咁好嘅呢啲事物嘅情況啦。咁好容易都會係即係墮咗去呢個右邊啦。咁所以因此咧，最後嘅呢一個修法裏邊咧，就有呢個圓滿次第嘅部分啦，就會將我哋所觀想嘅一切咧都係消融啦。咁所以因此咧，你就會睇到啦，其實就係話喺一圓滿正悟嘅佛陀所宣説出嚟呢啲圓滿嘅教法咧，其實就係非常之奧妙嘅。咁所以亦都係其實喺呢個修法裏邊咧，就係會表達到呢個中觀嘅思想啦。
Yeah, I think that'll do for today. It's 8:10. Maybe you can have a little question answer if you have questions. Yeah.
咁好，咁而家睇下大家有冇問題。
我想请问仁波切，就是 现在的这种量子力学里面的那些见解跟中观的那些关系，就是有没有可以互相解释的地方？比如说最新的那个量子力学就是说一切最基本的存在可能只是一个振动旋嘛，然后所有的显现是因为观察者的意识的干扰，然后才显现。这个跟中观有没有什么关系？就是我们可以利用这个理论来理解一下吗
？Her question is nowadays the quantum physics is the view, the idea is that can be related it with the middle view, the middle way philosophy, especially when nowadays quantum physics explain the basic of all the things is just vibration, and actually it's only is by what she put is by the observer's influence or disturb. That's why things happen, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this quantum physics come closest to understanding Buddha's teaching, I think, on emptiness doctrine, probably very close to understanding that. Quantum physics view, yeah. You know, when the science developed, the greater the development of sciences, you know, this is good for Buddhism. Started to make a case for Buddha Dharma. All the scientists today, you know, when they want to know something about what religious people have to say, they're always looking to Buddhism. You know, if they had any doubt, and maybe somebody knows, they always want to see what Buddhists are talking about. You know, tremendous credit to Buddha Dharma. You know, our goal is same. If usually scientists will tell you their goal is to find out truth, you know. Well, so is ours. We're on to finding a truth too, you know. That's what we want too, right? So if you can describe through machines this reality better, we're all for it, so to speak. Anyway, quantum physics, I think does make a case, you know, I don't know completely about quantum physics, but part of the things that I know makes a lot of sense. For instance, quantum physics talks about observer effect that you're talking about, you know, the objective phenomena is based on state of mind of the person who's making observation, they say. You know? It depends on that. That proves that there's nothing over there. It's your mind is affecting that. You know? Down on a subparticle level, like Buddha was saying, it's emptiness, you know. There's no photons and neutrons or protons, and there are a bunch of things interacting, and then there's a wave, and then, you know, particle, wave, this, that, and so on and so on. But anyway, one thing can be sure is on a subatomic level, there's nothingness. You cannot really say things exist. You know, it's just incredible manifestation, you know. And that's where the fascination is, I think, you know. Even Milarepa, in one of his songs, he says, wow, this non-existing phenomena vividly appearing, how fascinating it is. Milarepa say, you know, you use words like that. It's very fascinating. And Milarepa also famously, one time, accused Lord Buddha of lying. You know, this is one of my favorite things. Only someone like Milarepa can say that. You know, with highest respect, he says, Lord Buddha, he says, always charmingly, beautifully, charmingly, smiling, and he fooled everybody with the doctrine on provisional truths. Talk about karma and the cause of karma and this life, next life, what happens if you do this. He says, ultimately, there is nothing, he says. You know, and only a Milarepa can make a case like that. You know? He mean to attack Buddha with highest respect, though. You know, Buddhists have a terminology called provisional truth. You know, provisional truth means truth that, you know, the karma, law of karma is not an ultimate truth. It's a relative truth. Provisional is the correct terminology. Provisional means truth. Understanding through that, then it can lead you to another level. That's what it is. And so Miller recommends that. Oh, Lord would have fooled everybody with the provisional truths. Like that. So anyway, yeah, I think quantum physics very much proves that it's all observer effect. Now I kind of forgot, but there are several things I was like, wow, they're very close to understanding what Buddhists were talking from the point of view of emptiness, and tantric doctrines too, Observer effect, non-local, things like non-local, this term. And then there's another one, like that. And then if you understand Mahamudra doctrine, then these things will make sense very much. Yeah. So in other words, I would say, yeah, quantum physics is the closest one to understanding probably higher Buddhist view in the science here.
咁仁波切就係話係確實呢一個量子力學咧係而家嘅量子力學嘅學説咧，就係對呢一個佛法嘅一啲好高層次嘅呢啲哲學嘅理解咧係好相近㗎。咁因為咧就係話，如果你話佢哋特別係如果你話而家科學咧，如果佢哋係越嚟越係發展得係越嚟越係好嘅話，或者個研究越嚟越深入嘅時候咧，其實佢對呢一啲所有事物嘅嗰個真相嘅了解，如果佢越深入嘅話咧，其實係對佛法係好嘅添嘅，因為就係話咧，你會睇到好多科學家咧，好多時候佢想揾一啲宗教嘅學説點樣睇佢哋，即係點樣講佢哋同佢哋有關嘅嘢咧，佢成日都會去揾咗，最後都係去揾翻佛法嘅佛陀嘅呢個教法嚟去睇嘅，因為咧其實科學家佢想做嘅嘢咧，亦都係想去揾得出呢個世界嘅真相啦，真正嘅運作嘅情況啦。咁呢個就係同呢一個佛陀或者我哋佛教徒所要做嘅嘢咧，其實都係一樣嘅。咁所以就係話咧，所以如果假設有一日將來咧，科學家可以有嗰啲機器，令到可以係真係揾到或者係展現到呢個實相出嚟嘅話咧，對佛教徒對我哋嚟講都係好嘅，一定係我哋會係作讚歎同同意嘅一件事嚟㗎。咁所以剛才所講，譬如話一個即係觀察者嗰個效應啦，我唔知佢嗰個科學個名詞係點譯啦。咁總之就係話，其實佢哋都會量子力學都講啦，其實一切咧都係取決於呢一個觀察者去點樣睇嗰樣嘢嘅啫。而所以因此亦都呢樣嘢就係話咧，證明咗冇話外在一個實質存在嘅一個事物嘅，都係取決於嗰個觀察嗰個角度。係嚟去定義佢哋嘅外境嗰個運作存在。咁特別就係話你話睇翻喺量子力學裏邊講啲中子質子，最後分析到去到最微細嗰個層次咧，其實佢哋都係咧會認為咧係冇一啲真實存在嘅物質喺度㗎。咁所以咧呢個就係同佛法嘅嗰個嘅講法咧係非常之相近嘅。咁所以特別就係話，令我即係諗起就係喺密勒巴尊者裏邊有講啦，一個即係一個密勒巴尊者曾經咧就係話過佛陀咧係去即係佢會去所謂批評佛陀或者係啦攻擊佛陀啦，但係當然係一個從尊敬嘅角度去攻擊佛陀，意思就係話咧佢就係會話啦佛陀咧佛陀咧佢用即係佢嘅身上好莊嚴啦，亦都成日保持住微笑啦，但係咧佢就用呢個咁嘅態度咧係以呢一個不了義嘅教法咧欺瞞晒一切嘅呢一個眾生啦，即係密勒巴尊者曾經有咁樣去講過批評嘅佛陀。咁但係所謂呢個嘅批評咧，其實就係純粹係一個以尊敬嘅角度去批評，因為就係亦都係只有話密勒巴尊者呢啲咁嘅證悟嘅呢啲大修行人咧，先至係可以作出咁樣嘅批評嘅啫。其實佢所謂呢個批評嘅意思咧，就係講就係話，因為佛法裏邊有呢個了義同不了義嘅教法嘅。咁其實咧，你譬如話因果業報啊，呢啲所有教法咧，其實都係屬於不了義嘅教法。咁所以密勒巴尊者呢句説話所講嘅就係講呢一啲咁嘅教法。咁其實佛陀去宣説呢啲不了義嘅教法目的咧，都係想引呢個眾生去明白呢個了義嘅教法嘅啫。咁所以就係如果我哋去了解多啲呢啲量子力學嘅教法咧，其實仁波切佢自己去了解過咧， 其實確實佢同一啲空性嘅見解同啲密乘嘅教法咧，其實非常之相近嘅。咁除咗呢一個即係觀察者呢個效應之外咧，另外一個即係話係啲事物係冇呢個本位嘅一個呢啲咁嘅講法咧，都係同呢一個譬如大手印，如果你了解大手印嘅見解咧，都係好相近嘅。咁所以就係、因此就係佢認為咧，呢、個量子力學嘅教法咧，同啲佛法嘅一啲高深嘅啲哲學嘅見解咧係好相近。
Yeah. Quantum physics is very interesting, huh? Yeah. On a subatomic level, I heard it's both wave and particle, both. And then the observer effect is one thing, non-local is another thing, and another one is called a quantum entanglement. You know how it's entangled. Based on that theory, China has recently sent another satellite, quantum communication satellite, entanglement. And I think as a real entanglement, our mind, we're all entangled with each other, simultaneous. You think, I think, he thinks, she thinks, it's all simultaneous. That's quantum entanglement. I think so.
咁所以呢啲頭先量子力學裏邊咧，就係有譬如話講到佢個最微細嗰啲個層面咧，就係只係一啲我哋話一啲波啊，同埋一啲即係好微嘅粒子咁嘅存在狀態啦。咁另外都有講就係有啲話就冇呢個本位啊，同埋頭先我講嘅呢個觀察者嘅呢個效應啦，同埋另外仲有一個就係話啲量子嘅嗰個接觸嗰個關係咧。咁其實呢一個研究佢就係話中國而家都係好似話最近有一個人造衛星發射咗，都係建基於呢一個咁嘅理論嘅。咁其實呢個理論都可以解釋到咧，譬如話我哋一個人啦同人嘅接觸裏邊，可以同時間同唔同嘅人喺嘅唔同嘅層面咁嘅接觸，咁呢都係有關係嘅，同呢啲咁嘅量子理論。
Another question? Go ahead.
Rinpoche, thank you. Could you explain more about the Pure Land? So the describe of the Pure Land is relative level teaching, because like the bird in the lotus flower, like golden floor, sounds like the
Pure
so,
Land.
And in the 就是圣义地 absolute level, what is Pure Land actually?
What was that word? What was that? Oh, absolute level. Yeah. You want to say that in Chinese?
咁師兄佢想問個問題就係話咧，咁可唔可以再寧波車可以講解多啲關於淨土嘅啲內容咧？因為淨土裏邊我哋會話係我哋會喺一個蓮花裏邊去投身喺一個淨土，咁喺個蓮花上邊出生啦，咁就係亦都有講話，即係嗰啲地咧係由金鋪啊，或者係好莊嚴等等呢啲啦。咁但係咧，如果喺個聖義諦嘅角度嚟，聖義諦嘅層面嚟講咧，咁其實淨土又係啲咩嚟嘅咧？
You know, Pure Land truly exists, I think. You know, just as impure land, our world is impure realm, impure experience exists. Similarly, pure land, pure experience exists. And Pure Land is a domain, a place where all pure beings are born. And all the pure beings have pure experience, pure interaction like that, just as we are here experiencing, but our experience is not pure, because our karma, we're trapped with karma. When you're free from karma, you're fortunately born in a realm where everybody's pure, then you are pure too, and a completely pure experience realm like that truly exists. I believe that. And it makes sense because there has to be, Buddha phenomena, pure realm. And then there are, now as far as Pure Land is concerned, there are different types of Pure Land. There are Nirmanakaya Pure Land, Sambhogakaya Buddha Pure Land, Dharmakaya Buddha Pure Land, and there are different ranking. Usually Nirmanakaya Buddha Pure Land is easier to be born. But there are Pure Lands where there are realms where you can have dual experience also, they say, and that's pure and impure both can be experienced. You can be born, and if you're karmically pure, you experience pure. If you're karmically not pure, you maybe not necessarily experience pure. Like that exists, you know. For instance, they'll say Padmasambhava's pure land, Nirmanakaya pure land is called Copper Mountain, pure land. This was Sandopari. And there, if you pray to Padmasambhava sincerely, you can be born there. But there's a minor problem, and that is you may not experience completely pure. That, you know, the complete pure experience is not necessarily guaranteed. That's where the Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land come in very uniquely. Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land is one of these very unique Pure Land. Actually, it's a Sambhogakaya Buddha Pure. You know, from the 5 Buddha family principle, Sambhogakaya Buddhist family, Pure Land. It's completely pure land. You will not have a impure experience once you're born in Amitabha Buddhist Pure Land. No dual experience there. And it's usually higher Pure Land, but it's very unique Pure Land. And it's because of Amitabha Buddha's aspiration. So you go back to these, you know, Amitabha Buddha's sutra and story on how Amitabha Buddha initially made a vow. You know, interesting thing is when you enter into a bodhisattva power and path, and bodhisattvas make vow, and every bodhisattva, when they become perfectly pure being, they have their own pure land. You know? And Amitabha Buddha made his vow, and his vow manifested where he wanted to have a pure land where anybody who prayed to him sincerely and so on can be very easily born there. So his bodhisattva aspiration and prayer and practices were so powerful and so wonderful. And when he became Buddha, it manifested. You know, his vow is manifested. So that's what there is. And you can be born in Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land very easily. Well, having said that, maybe not that easy, because it still has conditions, you know. There are conditions, 4 different conditions spoken in the sutra, things like that. Anyway, one of the things that mentions everybody will be born from a lotus flower, you know. It's one of those type of birth that's called a spontaneous birth, pure birth. And pure birth happens spontaneously. Impure births come from mother and father and so on. You know, there's a lot of karma, so that's the only kind of birth you can be. You know. Pure birth is spontaneously born. You know. And then it mentions you're born in lotus flowering. But there's one possible defect can happen is if you do everything right, but if you have a little bit of doubt, you know, you pray and do all the things right, you believe, pray, and you maybe have little doubts, maybe I'm not born. That doubt will cause you to be in the lotus flower, and the flower not open. So it must be true, because the doctrine said that, you see, right? So the flower, inside the flower. It also said that inside the flower is very luxurious, very comfortable, nice. You will have you're beautiful, sweet, and whatever inside, you know. But it also said that you will hear Buddha's teaching, you know. But the flower doesn't open and you don't see Buddha. You will not get to see, and you long for seeing Buddha. You will be trapped in that flower for a long time. And then at some point, then it opens up. Then you will be born. And then part of the prayer is may something like that not happen to you. Like that. Yeah. Well, in other words, to question to your answer is, I really believe in Pure Land.
咁呢一個就係關於呢個淨土咧。咁其實淨土咧係存在嘅，係真正存在嘅，真實存在嘅。咁淨土其實咩叫淨土咧？淨土其實就係一個清淨嘅一個境界，而入邊嘅所有嘅眾生咧都係清淨嘅。咁其實呢個就係正如就係譬如我哋而家所處呢一個環境咧，就係一個唔清淨嘅呢個世界啦。咁唔清淨嘅處所啦，或者係咯。咁另外就係我哋都係體驗住各種唔清淨嘅 感受嘅一個經歷㗎。咁但係喺淨土入邊咧，就係一切嘅呢個感受咧，亦都係清淨㗎。咁亦都係因嗰啲就係具福報嘅清淨嘅呢一啲眾生咧，就能夠投身到呢個淨土啦。咁譬如話你係因為你本身自己係唔清淨嘅，咁所以因此咧，我哋就係會係因為我哋嘅業力嘅緣故啦，咁我哋就喺我哋呢個唔清淨嘅環境裏邊體驗住嗰種唔清淨嘅感受啦。咁但係呢個清淨所謂淨土咧，亦都係會分化身、報身同法身嘅呢個淨土啦。咁呢個就係話以投身嘅角度講咧，最容易投身就係投身到呢個化身嘅淨土㗎。但係咧，亦都有啲淨土咧係會有兩種嘅體驗都有，即係話頭先講清淨同唔清淨嘅體驗咧，都會係能夠喺一啲淨土嗰度感受到嘅。咁呢個特別就係蓮花生大師嘅嗰個銅色山淨土啦，就係屬於呢一種嘅淨土啦。咁如果你係好虔誠去祈請嘅話咧，向蓮師你係可以投身到呢個銅色山淨土。但係個問題就係話咧，唔100%咧，你係會投身以一個清淨嘅體驗㗎。你可能咧投身到去呢個銅色山淨土裏邊咧，仍然係會有呢一個唔清淨嘅體驗㗎。但係你話如果100%清淨體驗嘅呢個化身淨土咧，就係呢一個阿彌陀佛嘅呢個極樂淨土啦。咁阿彌陀佛係呢個五方佛嘅其中一個啦。咁佢呢個淨土係完全清淨嘅，亦都唔會有任何嘅唔清淨嘅顯現體驗啦，同埋都唔會再有任何嘅呢個二元分別嘅呢一啲咁嘅體驗㗎。咁所以因此佢呢個係一個其實係好嘅，即係我哋話嘅係殊勝嘅淨土，但係咧佢係容易去投生嘅，因為點解咧？就係因為咧其實係阿彌陀佛當時其實所有呢啲咁嘅佛咧，過去都喺因地嘅時候咧，佢喺作開始做菩薩行嘅時候咧，佢哋都會有呢個各自嘅發嘅願啦。咁而因應佢哋各自發嘅願咧，將來到佢成佛嘅時候咧，佢哋各自咧都會係發現出佢哋自己嘅淨土㗎。咁阿彌陀佛當時喺呢一個因地嘅時候發願咧，因為佢嘅有好大願力嘅緣故啦。咁佢亦都係佢嘅願，就係希望將來佢成佛嘅時候咧，佢希望一切靈眾生咧都係好容易能夠可以去投身到佢嘅淨土。咁所以到佢成咗佛之後咧，佢所發現嘅淨土咧就具備呢一個咁嘅功德啦。咁但係咧就雖然話係容易啦，但係其實要投身到佢嘅淨土咧，都係要具備4個因嘅。咁所以會有話係投身佢嘅淨土有個4因啦。咁總之就係話啦，如果你能夠投身到去極樂淨土嘅時候咧，其實我哋當時出世咧就係全部都係喺一個蓮花裏邊化身而出生嘅。咁呢個化身嘅出身咧，就係屬於一個清淨嘅出身。咁因為就係如果唔清淨嘅出身咧，就係要有父母而去生出嚟啦，同埋亦都係因為業力而出世嘅。咁所以就係話咧，去到極樂淨土嗰度咧，就係完全係咧，你係會係即係清淨嘅一個狀態出世啦。但係就係有一個情況會出現嘅。就如果假設你當雖然你具足呢啲投身淨土嘅因啦，但係你仍然有一啲疑惑，就係我能唔能夠投身到極樂淨土嘅話咧，如果你係有呢個懷疑嘅話咧，咁你投身到極樂淨土嘅時候咧，你會投身喺個蓮花入邊，但係個蓮花咧就冇開嘅。咁嘅意思就係話個蓮花入邊係好舒適嘅，即係你係會能夠好舒適咁生活，亦都能夠聽到佛陀嘅説法啦。但係你冇，因為你有疑惑嘅緣故，所以呢個蓮花咧就未打開，所以因此咧你係未喺長時間咧，你都冇辦法去見到呢一個佛陀嘅即係個面目嘅。到去有一刻啦，你真係去到個蓮花開咗之後咧，要得經過呢個長時間啦，先至會打開嘅。咁所以咧喺極樂願文裏邊都會有發願，就係話希望我哋唔會咧係會出現咁樣嘅一種嘅投身狀態。
You know, very close to Shanghai, Putosan, Putosan is Potala mountain. It's supposed to be our precious Chandrinsik's pure land. Yeah. One of those Nirmanaka activity pure land. Padmasambha is one copper color mountain, right? Glorious copper color mountain, pure land. Many stories, people went there, they were born, but they didn't experience pure and some obstacle and things like that. But Amitabha Buddha's pure land is, according to scripture, you can be sure that it's all completely pure experience.
咁所以譬如上海附近普陀山呢個地方咧，其實亦都係就係觀音菩薩嘅淨土啦，即係呢個普德拉呢個淨土啦。咁 咁亦都係另外就係話蓮師嘅呢個同色山淨土啦，其實就有好多故事就有講話，如果有啲情況障礙咧，咁你投身喺嗰度咧就會有啲即係唔清淨嘅體驗等等嘅。咁所以但係咧，你就係話阿彌陀佛呢個淨土咧，就係完全係呢一個清淨嘅呢個化身淨土啦。
With respect to your question on absolute, from the point of the absolute truth, what is Pure Land? Absolute truth is emptiness, Dharmakaya nature. Dharmakaya is for self. However, absolute self is from the point of view very profound, clear, complete, deep meditative equipoise. But then when you arise from meditation, it's called subsequent attainment. Then entire manifestation exists. Pure manifestation exists. That's where Pure Land is. Pure subsequent manifestation, pure Dharmakaya state of mind. Yeah.
咁關於喺聖義諦嚟講咧，係咩係淨土咧？咁其實聖義諦咧所指嘅就係呢個法身或者法性或者空性啦。咁亦都係即係講係諸法嘅實相啦。咁其實呢一個咧就係、如果喺嘅禪修嚟講，亦都係講起一個甚深禪定嘅呢一個狀態啦。咁但係而喺呢一個出定之後呢個後得嘅呢個狀態裏邊咧，咁就係會係以一切嘅事物啦，或者一切嘅顯現咧，都係一個清淨嘅呢個顯現。咁係或者係都係一切呢一個清淨嘅法身嘅心嘅呢一個自性嘅一個顯現嘅一個狀態。
Today is my final day. Tomorrow I'm going to Taiwan, and our annual Lunar practices over there, and so on. So I was very happy to be able to share some of my spiritual understanding and spiritually, fortune that I was able to receive from my precious, very advanced enlightened gurus, with all of you a little bit here. And I hope to be able to, do more in the future. And I'm very grateful for Mabel and Dr. Chen for opening this place, and I was telling them, and I'll tell you all, Dharma charity is supreme. There's no comparison. Whoever receives Dharma, it's yours to keep forever. Ordinary charity has limitation. Even if somebody were to give every one of you $1 million, you can only use for a certain period of time. That's it. After that, that's it. Nothing. Dharma gift that you receive is yours to keep forever. Even you die, next life you have it. So it's a supreme gift. And it's very precious. And we have a place like this, and everybody come here. You can do a little prayer and so on. And that one time come do a little prayer. That's a seed, profound seed is planted. And even after that, you never come and die or something. Still, that's theirs to keep. It's like very precious. Okay? So I want to thank Maple and Dr. Chen for providing this place. It's not easy to have a place like this, and there's a monthly cost, and then in addition to that, all kinds of hustle and bustle. Trouble to maintain this, and thank you very much for putting this together, and I hope you will all support this effort. It's very good to support effort, and also want to introduce to you all and Madhyamaka and Wangchen, both from our monastery in India. They're both sent by my precious guru's young incarnation, Rinpoche sent them, and they're here. And Wangchen is going to be here temporarily, but Madhyamaka will be here for longer. period of time, you know, at least a few months here. And during that time, I highly encourage you to have regular meetings, pujas, prayer practice, you know. Group practice also has some kind of special energy, also special when we can inspire each other. Group prayer practice can also, you can receive, you know, group blessings together and so on and so on. Even if you are not able to, somebody else doing very well, and you also, it benefits you and things like that. So I highly encourage you to do weekly practices, monthly practices here, you know, like this time I gave you all Tara empowerment. It would be very good if you do Tara once a week, you know, maybe like weekend, one day, Saturday, Tara practice, one day, something like Sunday, like Chenrezig practice, you know, right? And then recite Om Mani Padme Hum, 6-syllable mantra of Lord of Love and Compassion, you know. It would be tremendous if you can do it. Even if no any daily practice, just once a week practice like that, very good, you know. And then on a monthly basis, you can do, ideal thing will be every full moon, new moon, take 8% vow, be ideal thing. If not, at least, you know, do some additional prayers and practices, and maybe a group every month, full moon, group fish release, and you know, and then other dharma activity together. Very good, you know, like that. Okay, I hope to be able to support you all in any way, shape, or form within my capacity. Mabel and I were talking, maybe next year we do 8 noon. If, you know, I'll be very happy. You know, my spiritual commitment is to really be helpful to everybody, you know, and anybody is willing to do any noon practice anywhere around the world, even in Africa, I will go there, you know. I'll be happy to go and do it, you know, like that. So if you're all willing to practice, willing to organize, make effort, you're sincere, serious, I will show up. And if you're not serious, then I'm gonna run away. Kind of. Okay. Anyway, yeah. Tomorrow I'm leaving, and I was very happy this time that we had opportunity to be together, share some Dharma knowledge together and everything, and I hope to see you all again and wish you all the best health, happiness, and spiritual well-being from the bottom of my heart. Okay? Thank you. Okay.
咁寧波車就係最後一日嘅喺香港做開示，咁聽日佢就會去台灣啦。咁就係話咁佢好開心有機會能夠同大家分享呢一個即係佢從呢一個殊勝上師所得到嘅呢個教法啦。咁亦都希望喺將來都會繼續同大家會再有呢一啲咁嘅開示活動啦。咁佢亦都特別感謝阿陳醫生同埋阿 Mabel 啦，咪就係話其實佢哋而家做緊呢一個咧係我哋叫法布施啦，或者係可以話係呢個善事咧係同佛法有關嘅話咧係無上嘅一個善行，因為就係話咧呢個咁嘅給予咗佢哋呢個法嘅布施之後咧，所有人就會係一直咧都會係能夠會保持住喺佢哋嗰度㗎。咁但係譬如話，假設你送咗一個100萬俾一個人都好啊，咁佢用晒就冇啦。但係如果你教咗佢哋佛法咧，咁就係一路佢哋都會係擺喺心度，好似種下咗個種子啦，係唔會係去消失㗎。咁呢個一個無上嘅布施，咁亦都係個中心係好好啦。咁亦都係佢哋係花咗好多時間啦，亦都係花咗好多錢啦，係去令佢即係護持住一個中心啦。咁所以希望大家咧都可以會支持佢呢個善舉啦。咁另外就係有2位喇嘛啦，一位係喇嘛尼瑪，一位係喇嘛烏堅，都係靠寧波車嘅寺院度派出嚟㗎啦。咁其中喇嘛尼瑪咧會留耐啲喺呢度幾個月嘅，可能至少都會。咁佢會鼓勵大家嚟參與共修咧，因為共修嘅力量咧係好大㗎，亦都係好大嘅加持㗎。咁譬如話你就算自己修得唔好啦，如果其他人修得好咧，你都會能夠得到呢個利益㗎。咁所以鼓勵大家可能1個禮拜或者1個 每個月都有共修啦。譬如一個禮拜嚟講，可以收一次呢個可能星期六可以收道母，星期日可以收呢個觀音啦。咁收觀音嘅時候，譬如亦都可以念呢個六字明啊、大悲咒等等啦。咁其實書因此咧就係話咧，如果假設你自己冇每日去做一啲日修嘅話咧，咁你一個禮拜嚟收一次共修都係非常好嘅。咁如果每個月嚟講，最理想就可以譬如話15同30啦，就可以做呢個8關齋戒啦。就算唔得咧，都喺呢2日咧做一啲特別嘅共修同埋或者放生啊等等啦。咁總之就係話咧，係做共修係非常之好嘅。咁所以希望大家咧都係會係努力去即係以自己能力去支持或者係繼續去做呢啲修持啦。咁亦都希望下年咧，亦都係同阿 Mabel 講過就係話會希望做到呢一個8次嘅呢一個扭捏啦。咁同埋就係希望仁波切因為佢自己嘅發心咧，就希望係幫助一切人嘅，亦都係特別話任何人，如果佢想去修呢個扭捏嘅話，就算去到非洲咧，佢都會肯去嘅。咁當然前提就係要認真啦，認真佢一定會嚟嘅。如果唔認真咧，咁佢就會走㗎啦。咁所以佢聽日咧就會去呢個台灣啦。咁希望就係亦都再一次仲好開心，能夠大家一齊去分享呢啲教法，同埋就係希望即係願大家咧所有人咧都會一切都順利啦，同埋大家咧都會係得到呢一個快樂同埋呢一個精神修持嘅呢一個有呢個進展啦。咁就係多謝大家啦，從佢心底深處去祝福大家。
咁樣啦，我哋即係有個地方都要有師傅喺度先得㗎，係咪？即係法布施係即係要仁波切佢哋俾出嚟嘅法布施咁樣嘅。咁所以我哋要第一件事要多謝仁波切可以即係咁遠嘅地方由美國嗰度嚟到呢度咧，係即係幫大家即係學習法咁樣啦。咁我哋再俾多次掌聲仁波切啦，好唔好？I'm saying that with the place and without the presence of a master, there is no Dharma can be available. So it's very important to have Rinpoche, you two of you, coming from so far away from the United States to here, and we are very grateful to your contribution, to your sort of teaching and help us. And so we just give. Thank you very much, Rinpoche. And 跟住咧，我想同大家講咧，就我哋會即係我都希望我哋會再同喇嘛商量下啦，因為呢度我哋都係啱啱開始建立嘅啫，所以要同喇嘛商量下係咪我哋可以 weekend 嘅時候可以做一個六道母嘅共修咁樣啦。We hope we can have a green Tara puja every week according to suggestions by Rinpoche. And maybe
Chenrezig puja,
Chenrezig as well.
Chenrezig puja at least
Yes.
once a week.
We have.
I was telling Lamanyama, and you know, it's a tradition that you have like Mahakala pujas in the evening every day, and like that, you know. And when the people come, Lamanyama is always going to be here, and he's going to lead the practice and so on. So it'll be very good, you know.
Yeah. So yes. So we hope that Lamanyama喺度嘅時候咧，仲可以繼續帶我哋做呢個六道母啊，同埋觀音嘅呢個共修咁樣啦嚇。咁其實我哋每個星期四呢度都有共修嘅，夜晚都有共修喺度嘅。In fact, we have regular sort of practice from which we have practice here every Thursday evening with Amitabha and Chenrezig. Poa, Amitabha, Chenrezig. With rotations, Amitabha, Chenrezig, and Poa. Thursday evening, maybe in the future, Lamanyama can help us as well in terms of that. 咁其實我哋而家每個禮拜四夜晚都已經有啲共修喺度嘅。咁有啲阿彌陀佛啊、觀音啊，同埋有啲普啊共修。咁有啲師兄係曾經學過嘅，都可以參與個共修咁樣嘅。OK，咁我哋希望仁波切再繼續喺嚟呢度弘法啦。咁明年我哋希望仁波切會再嚟咁樣啦。OK，仁波切會 hope you that you can come next year to maybe do more new than next year. 5 sessions, how many sessions? Depends on it's suggest by Rinpoche. Okay, and also depends on your people's, all your Dhamma brothers and sisters' requests. If you want to do more puja, more new net, then we try to organize more new net.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we do the dedication.
Yeah. Okay. We do now 回向 dedication. Sanje